who swarmed. Somebody did. I think it was them.
Hi, this is Bruce. It's been a while. I haven't seen you. You've been all right? No, I haven't made videos in a while. I guess, life happens and stuff. I feel like I still have a few stories to tell, so I thought I'd give you a little video today. This swarm trap, okay? Normally this hangs from a tree, and I had taken the swarm out of it, and I put some equipment in it, and it was just sitting here. It was actually sitting back there a little bit, but it was sitting out here under my shed. And I saw that a swarm was moving into it. All right, so I just said, well, I'll give them a week and I'll see how it goes and see what they're doing. And they have built comb under there. Now there's bees going in and out of the box. I haven't touched it, but I see pollen going down below and going in the door. So I think what might have happened is two swarms. I think that the first swarm came and moved in the box, and it was a big hive that swarmed. I think maybe they sent off a tertiary or secondary swarm, and I got bees down below too, second swarm, because they built a lot of comb down there. And typically bees don't build comb unless there's a queen down there to lay eggs in it. Interesting. Now putting an open air colony down below like that is a risky strategy for these bees because they're vulnerable. There's predators here. I mean, I've got skunks, I've got possums, there's raccoons, couldn't think of the name. There's critters out here in Florida, and they are completely vulnerable right there. They're not protected. So what I want to do is I want to go in the box and see if there is a queen up here working, and I want to see what's going on down below. And I may be doing something down below here too. So let's get started. Wearing gloves today. Okay, not very many bees up here. A small hive beetle up here. Nothing. Nope, so much for that theory. The colony is down below. Interesting. So I came over to grab a box to put that swarm in. I knew there were bees had moved into this box. So I stood and looked at them for just a minute. I was fairly surprised to see that they had also moved into this box over here. This is the box I had come over to grab to put that swarm into. Man, I hope I have 5 full frames in there. Whoa. Huh. Nope. I've had four frames in it. I didn't have 5. Okay. Very sorry, girls. There's a nice nectar frame too, but I'll put it over here and let him rob it out. They're drawing stuff out and they're putting in nectar. Okay. Okay, ladies, go down. Go down. What the little colony looks like. I was experimenting with this stuff. This is backer board, like what you buy for like in the kitchen and in the bathroom, and it seems to work pretty well as a cover. Okay, I'll leave these girls alone. I'll take a quick glance at these back here since I'm back here. Well, you can see from over there, but there's a lot of bees here. Come down, ladies. I saw these bees the other day, and I saw that they had moved into this box. And unfortunately, there was only a couple of frames up in this box here. So I had to cut and rubber band a few frames in. Yeah, I draw this out pretty quick. Now, it's not ideal having bees all the way back here in the shade and in this area. So at some point, I'm going to, at some point, I'll move all these girls out to my stands. In fact, my daughter and her husband, they live about 3 miles from me. I may move these girls over to their house for a few days and then come back and try them out then. Okay, so these bees here. Like I said, there's really nothing going on upstairs here. A little bit old. Okay, so my game plan is I'm going to treat this just like any other swarm capture. I've rubber banded up some frames. I've got a 5-frame box. And so I brought out my VBAC. I'm just going to be looking for the queen here. Okay, well, I just wanted to kind of give you the after action report, as it were. I apologize. I lost some footage. So when you last saw me, I think I was cutting comb and attempting to rubber band it on the frames, and it was disintegrating. It wasn't happening, so I wasn't able to get the comb. But as you can see, that colony is gone. They're not here anymore. So what I had done was I made a 5-frame box up, and I had a lot of rubber bands in here because I was planning on rubber banding comb in there. But anyway, I put as many bees as I could into the box, and then I took this box here, which is empty, and just use it as a shim, or like a funnel, if you will. And then I took all the bees from my bee vacuum and dumped them straight in here. And I covered it with the lid. Now, that was 3 days ago. And they started making some new fresh comb right here in the lid of the box. But then they left. They decided to go to greener pastures. So the bottom line is, with bees, you never know. Bees do what they do. We read all these books and we think we know what's going on with bees, and they do what they do. They don't read the same books we do, I guess. I still have bees in 2 boxes of what was supposed to be empty equipment over there, and I'll have to deal with them at a later date. And what I found interesting, like I said, this was a couple of days ago when I was dealing with those bees. I took that same swarm trap, and here I've hung it up in the tree, and those bees haven't moved in, but they are certainly checking it out. So these are scout bees here, so either somebody else is thinking about swarming, or maybe it's the same girls thinking about moving into it. But isn't that amazing? But anyway, that's what I had to say. I wanted to give a little video. Several people have asked me to continue making videos. They were finding some value or entertainment in them or something from watching me thrash around. So I'm going to make a few more. I'm going to get back into it. And I thank you very much for sticking with me all this time. Now, just for the heck of it too, I want to show off my hat. I just bought this the other day. It's a Stetson. Can you believe that? But anyway, this is Bruce. I want you to come back and see me again next time too. All right, you take care now. I'll see you. Bye-bye. Bruce is out.